Hello, my name is Treva, and I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I mostly come on here to sing. I've been a singer, gosh, my whole life. I came out of the womb probably singing. That's just a big part of me. And I wanted to talk to you, especially you young people that are into your music and you are entertainers, you've got some creative style and talent, but it doesn't really matter what your field of creativity is. We are living in a very precarious time. I know you probably don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it, but you really should, because your safety and your life might actually depend upon it. Okay, now we think that we're all fine being on platforms, you know, and listening to advertising, music, and different people coming on. And we want to trust these people, but we don't know them, right? Okay, there's no reason to distrust or trust. You just have to come in there with, you know, kind of a balanced idea, you know, or be willing to listen to, you know, see how you feel about it, which is really important, is getting you know, taking your own temperature of them, you know, how does what they're saying resonate with you, you know, I mean, and you can hear people out, and you know, but right now we are being inundated with so much, with so many advertisements and with influencers and celebrities and so many people that are out there that are selling. And I'm no different. I come on here singing because I'm trying to work on getting a following, right? Well, you know, I've had to learn some really hard lessons, because I was never really naive per se. It's just that I was a good person and I would try to see the good in people, and I would never do this obvious questioning. Well, we're in a day where everybody is in a position to be trafficked. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. We are all in a position and on here where others are seeing us, and you know, there are people that, you know, make it their job to find people that are friendly, that trust you. And I was one of them, you know. You know, because I'm friendly, everyone thinks that, you know, I'm easy to take advantage of. And to a degree, that was probably true. But I think that even if you're not easy to be taken advantage of, you could still be taken advantage of, you know, because we're out there trying to figure out, you know, how to make our dreams and aspirations come true. And so we got to trust somebody, right? Well, I've come to the place in my own life where I really am, if I've learned anything, that people have to earn your trust. And okay, let's talk about something that's really been weighing on me right now, especially with us that are, you know, creatives. We want to sing, play our instrument. We want to be rock stars, okay? And I'm no different, okay? I grew up singing, even professionally, and that was just like the most exhilarating, amazing thing to be able to do what I'm good at and to really be a part of something very special, you know. But you know, some people have it in their minds, okay, well, if you're going to be a rock star, that, you know, you have to do drugs and, you know, party and be promiscuous and all of these other things. But I want you to really think for a second, you know, there's so many directions that I probably won't be able to cover everything that's been really weighing on my mind. But because the youth, and I'm even talking through your 20s and even 30s, you know, you have to really, okay, so I'm going to backtrack for a second. We all idolize our celebrities, you know, our favorites. You know, we idolize them. They're on the big screen and they're bigger than life, and you know, and if we are so lucky as to have them come into our lives, or can be influenced by them personally, you know, we're just going to suck it up like they're really the gods of the world. But I want you to remember something, that's a very dangerous mindset, okay? These are still people, and these are people that have achieved a very high level in society, and we don't know how they got there. We don't know their story, and we don't really necessarily even know what they're all about. And so our willingness to idolize these celebrities too quickly can really, really put us in harm's way. And we're thinking, oh, we're so cool because we're rubbing shoulders with so-and-so, but you're not really knowing their agenda, because they do. They're part of a world that most of us, you know, we aren't a part of it. We don't really know where we're being led to. And so, and I really want to talk to the youth really closely about this, because, you know, you are a prime target, especially if you're, you know, early 20s, you know, or, you know, just coming up. You know, it's really exciting to know that you have this talent and you want to share it and somebody's paying attention to you, but there's more sharks than you realize, and even I've had to realize, you know, there's just, and I assumed everybody had a few morals, you know, and I suppose that there are those that do. But when it comes to celebrities, it's almost like your morals and everything that you stood for all of a sudden are swayed, because this person that you deem as a god is able to sway you into, you know, changing the person that you deeply are inside. And so just consider for a moment so if you probably had parents that taught you this. You need to decide ahead of time who you are. Who are you? Do you know who you are? And a lot of times at 20, you know, we really don't even know. We don't know who we are. We're just out there trying to figure it all out, right? But we need to have some real definite core belief systems, okay? And I'm not saying, okay, I believe in Jesus. I don't know what you believe in. But, you know, whether you're religious or you're not religious, we have to agree that there must have been a creator that created us, and that we have a soul, and that we are a spirit in a human form. And so, and we came from somewhere, and it wasn't just our mom and dad, because our mom and dad and their mom and dad, right? You know? So, but we have to consider that there is a creator that created humanity, okay? And so, and knowing that, you know, we are most naturally, you know, prone to love, right? Love is what we dream about when we're little kids. I mean, we want the love of our parents. We want the love of, you know, our friends. We want the love of, later on in life, you know, of boys or girls, you know, or, you know, whatever. Nowadays, you never know. And so, and I'm not here to judge. I promise you I'm not. But your safety is the most important thing. It's more important than a career. It is your life, your breath, your person, who you are, your family, your dreams, your goals, all of it is a part of who you are. And if you allow yourself to get sucked in by any one person without knowing them, like a stranger, and you haven't had a chance to get to know them, you don't know what you're buying into. You don't know where they're going to take you. Now I know when I was 18, I knew everything. I knew so much more when I was 18 than I do now. It's true. You know, you come to this point where I'm finally an adult and I can make my own decisions, but for most parents, it's a really frightening concept when their children get to this particular age at 18 to 20, because they think they know. They've got the whole world in their hands. Their future's right there before them, and it's true. But as much as we feel like when we're that young that we have it all figured out and that we are grown up now and that we can just go out there and conquer the world, you know, you have to try to dial it back just a little bit and realize that, well, I am kind of green, all right? I have to accept the fact that, yes, even though I just got out of high school, or maybe I just graduated from college, but still, now I'm going to go into the real world and see what they have to offer me. But, you know, and you've got all of this competition, which is really, I mean, that's kind of, you know, there is competition, there's going to be competition, but that really shouldn't be your main focus. The only focus that you really need to worry about is how you are going to make yourself the best you can, no matter what somebody else is doing, no matter what they've got going on. There's nobody like you. There's no one like you. You've got an advantage on being you, and nobody can take that away. And so instead of competing I really do encourage you to just really try to work on who you are, and to believe me when I tell you, my whole world has really shifted, because every single thing in my whole life, like every foundation that I once had, has been blown up. And so now it's like I'm walking around on the planet without a floor, without a ceiling or a floor. And I'm having to create new truths for myself. And I won't go into the details of what happened to me to make me realize this. But pretend like you, because it's true, you are the only one that can count on yourself, because your mom and dad are not always going to be there. They're not. Your friends are not always going to be with you. And if you are putting yourself with people that you don't know very well, you really need to stay on guard. So as far as the rock and roll lifestyle, you know, you might not want to start drinking heavily, or, you know, using drugs or all that. So you want to kind of take it easy, especially when you're around new people, because you don't know what that person stands for. And hopefully by that time, you kind of know what you stand for. You need to know ahead of time. And mom and dads, they need to help their kids figure out who they are, and what are your, you know, what are the scary things in this world that you could need to teach your child to watch out for. You know, I didn't have the luxury of having that. I was in a band with adult men when I was, you know, 17 years old and still in high school. So I didn't, and I really, and even though I was thriving, this is just totally what I was born to do, and I knew it, and, you know, it was just the right, you know, thing. But when you put a child into that situation, and I kind of had an idea. I mean, I knew what the music business was like because of what I heard, which is a totally other thing I'd like to go into a little bit. But so, you know, sometimes we get thrust at a really young age into something that we're not emotionally and mentally prepared for. You know, I mean, as a teenager, I didn't really understand men. You know, I was just trying to figure it out, right? I only had my mom and dad, and that wasn't actually a very stable environment. And so I didn't really have a good, you know, foundation as far as relationships are concerned. It was, you know, I had a very toxic, volatile, it was a very volatile environment. And I was pretty docile, surrounded by really narcissistic people. That's without a shadow of a doubt. They were just really, you know, so, but my father, he was very much in the music business and other things, and he was really talented. And so I kind of had an idea, and just because of the environment, I guess you could say I was kind of prepared for the toxicity, because I had come from toxicity, even though I still was, you know, a child. You know, I was like, I loved Jesus, and I wasn't, I wasn't perfect. I wasn't a hellion either, you know, but I was just out there exploring the world, thinking that, you know, at 18, that I knew it all. Well, long story short, you know, as much as I love my children, I didn't want to get pregnant, and I did. Okay. I didn't want that to happen to me. So it started out, you know, kind of messed up my relationships, you know, from that point forward, because, you know, I didn't really have a grasp on relationships to be able to even to thrive in a marriage when as a child with a baby. I didn't have that kind of stability or foundation really embedded in me at that time. And I've had to learn this over a period of time. And I want to help you to realize that there's a lot of things out there that can happen to you that you don't plan on, and you need to know up front what it is that you stand for. You know, and also, if I dare say that, you know, you've got this body that's, you know, a body, and it's guides you to do things that maybe, you know what you shouldn't be doing, but, you know, but we're human beings, right? But you need to know, that's why it's so important, I believe, to know who you are as a person. And you say, oh, you're just old fashioned, you don't know what you're trying. Oh, but I do. Oh, I really do know what I'm talking about on this. It is so incredibly important. to protect this body of yours. Okay? It's okay to look beautiful, to feel sexy, and all those things. Those are normal feelings, okay? To be proud of yourself and your body, but also protect it. It isn't to be shared with everybody. That is just because you're heading for trouble. It's real trouble. And if you don't have that guidance at home, I hope you'll take the time to listen, because I'm telling you honestly, it is so incredibly important to protect your body, not only from sexuality, from people, hitting on you and, wanting you, you know what I mean? Because you're naturally going to want, your body's going to naturally want that. But you need to be super, super careful, because there's so many diseases out there. For number one, you don't want to get pregnant. You want to be stuck with somebody that you don't love for the rest of your life because you had a kid with them. There's just so many things that you should really think about as you're going out there in that world, and to be, especially in the fast world of music or, celebrity, because it is a dangerous environment. And right now, with these social media platforms, all of us are in a position to be trafficked in some way. For, our information, for, our minds, to prey upon us, to have us do things for other people that maybe we shouldn't be doing, and we think, oh, they're so awesome. I want to be cool. I want to be accepted. And so I'm going to do what they say. And then we end up getting in really big trouble. Now, it's not just kids that do this. Sometimes the kids are smarter than the adults, and the adults think, oh, well, this is a celebrity. I think I'm going to go and do what they want me to do. But I really hope that you will really listen to what I'm saying, because it is critical to your safety here on this internet and on these platforms to really pay attention to what's going on around you. These people are not your friends, okay? You might be getting to know them. You might be thinking, okay, well, I got a new friend on this app or that app, but you don't actually know them. Because if you're not really in the physical location of that person, you kind of get to know who they are, and you might want to get to know them better. But until you do, you really need to be really discerning. So let's break that down. And discerning, like really listening, paying attention, kind of getting a feeling. You can kind of tell in your heart, sometimes you can. Sometimes people can be super, super nice, but really they've got an agenda. And so this is just a fair warning. I'm just giving you a warning, little video warning, that as someone who has been preyed upon, be very careful and don't trust somebody just because they are a celebrity and everybody tells you they're cool, because you're only seeing one. Everybody's got 4D thing going, 3D people. There's more to them than just what they're selling. They are a whole person doing a whole different thing than what they're selling to you. And you need to consider, before you start doing tasks or things that somebody who's guiding you to do, you really need to step back and really think about, do I want to be involved? Do I want to do what they're saying? So just be careful. Just be careful. That's my advice at this point in time for those people that are, younger. They're trying to navigate what they're going to be doing with their lives. You really need to know deep down in your heart the person that you are and what you want out of this world. You want a healthy, safe body. You don't want to get yourself in a situation or a party that you can't get out of and end up, having some violations happen to you that you weren't counting on. It can really mess you up for a long time. You've got to be so careful out there. And we need to change the idea of celebrity to where it's a more responsible profession, and we're not sucked into something that destroys our lives instead of helping us thrive. Now, this is really an important concept, and I think that we all could do ourselves, each other, a great big service by making sure and insisting upon a safer environment for creatives when we're out there singing and hooking up with people that, well, not just hooking up in the traditional sense. I mean, getting to know people that we have an expectation of decency, truth, morality, that we're not getting sucked into something that we're going to deeply regret. That's going to set us off on a course that we can't easily come back from. Okay? It's really that serious out there right now. And we need to be responsible as parents, as adults, to help guide the youth in really strong and positive directions, and helping them be aware of this lure. Because even parents, or even adults, we're lured by celebrities too. Believe me, we are. And we think that they've gotten so far, they know so much more than, and they do. They know so much more than we do about some things. But in this day and age, this world has become, this celebrity world has become a really harsh place, even an evil place. And it is not worth it to destroy our own lives to have a goal, you know, on people that are only going to suck you dry and leave you abandoned, hurt, abused, and without your dreams, or stealing your dreams from you. It's really, really important to be safe first. You know, and because of these platforms, there is no reason why you can't be successful without them at all. And so you just, but I really hope that you listen, because if I can tell you anything that I've learned, is that you don't want to be a minion. You don't want to follow along with people that are guiding you to do something that you're going to regret for the rest of your life. It is that important. It is not worth your life to lose your life, either spiritually or physically, for one of these people. It isn't. You need to stay strong. Pray if you pray. Seek God as you understand Him. Don't get taken advantage of. Really listen to people and really search yourself and counsel before you make any big decisions on your own, even as an adult, because all of us need that backup. Not just youth. We all do. We all need a safe internet. We need a safe platforms where we can go and develop ourselves and our skills without having to worry that somebody is going to attack us and take everything that we have. You know, you would be surprised how that has happened to me. And I'd hate to see us all go down the tube because we're letting these cowards, these evil people get away with their behavior and their crime. We can't stand for it. It's time that we have the freedom to be the artists that we are without being preyed on by these evil demons that really are out there, just waiting to steal and to take advantage of us. Hear what I'm saying, because I'm telling you truthfully, and I hope anything that I've told you today is really of any kind of help to you. Stay strong. Don't fall for anything. Don't. You don't have to trust anybody at face value. In fact, you shouldn't. Yet from now on, I don't trust anybody, not unless they've proven that they can be trusted. And it's sad that it has to be that way, but it really does, especially right now at this time of the world. You know, we really do need to be very careful who we, you know, really associate with and buy into. We have to have this feeling where we're speaking the same language, that we kind of understand each other. But then again, it takes time. It really does. It takes time. And figuring it out for ourselves. So please, everyone, be safe out there. Don't take advantage of anybody, and don't be giving up your power to anyone. Anyone. You keep your power. You make them earn your attention. Make them earn it. Don't just give it freely because they don't deserve it. You are your own person. Stay your own person. Use your own mind and your own heart. Keep your eyes open. And don't give your power away to anybody. Ever. You don't need to do that to be accepted. You do not need to give away your power to be accepted. And if you do, then you're with the wrong people. I wish you the best, and I'll be back again. Be safe out there. Bye.